Have you ever walked into like a massive sports bar on a Sunday?
Oh, yeah, it's just pure chaos.
Right. You've got dozens of TVs playing completely different games, fantasy stats rolling on another screen, and you really have to wonder how someone manages to control all of that without, absolutely losing their mind.
It looks chaotic, but behind the scenes, there's actually a rigidly organized hardware infrastructure making it all happen.
Exactly. So today's deep dive is exploring that hidden, complex infrastructure of massive audiovisual distribution. We're using this sprawling product catalog from HDTV Supply as our source.
Yeah, and a really good starting point they list is the Atlona AT-HDR-SW-52. It's a 4K HDR HDMI Matrix Switcher.
Which, this specific device handles 5 inputs and 2 outputs. But I gotta warn you, the scale in these catalogs gets much, much bigger than a 5x2.
So massively bigger. I mean, at its core, a matrix switcher is just specialized routing hardware, right? It takes multiple audio and video sources, so your satellite boxes, computers, security cameras, and pushes them to various displays simultaneously.
Okay, but the upper limits here are just staggering.
Totally. The catalogs show these modular matrix switchers that route 4K video over standard CT6 Ethernet cables, and they scale all the way up to these mind-boggling 160 by 160 configurations.
160 inputs.
And 160 outputs, yeah.
It's essentially a massive digital train switchyard, but instead of routing freight trains, it's perfectly duplicating and dropping video packets to exact IP destinations in milliseconds.
Without a single visual hiccup.
But wait, I have to push back here. If we're talking about 160 screens, how do humans actually operate that without a physical wall of 1,000 buttons?
Well, because the user interface is completely decouples from that physical switching mechanism. Control is entirely software-based now.
So they're just using an app?
Pretty much. Users rely on these proprietary tablets like WolfPads, or they use free Android and iOS apps, simple web GUIs, or even specialized sports bar systems that integrate directly with the DirecTV app.
Okay, so a bartender is just tapping a touchscreen to drop a specific data packet onto TV number 42.
It's exactly.
Hold on, though. I have to challenge the physics of this. Running just a couple of 4K streams on my home network causes serious buffering.
Sure, yeah.
So if we're pushing 160 simultaneous, uncompressed 4K feeds over standard CT6 cables, how is the network not just instantly collapsing under the bandwidth strain?
Right. Well, that's because these aren't your standard consumer network switches.
Yeah.
These massive matrix switchers utilize highly specialized compression algorithms.
Ah, okay.
And they have dedicated bandwidth allocation. They physically partition the traffic at the hardware level so that constant stream of high-fidelity video routing, it doesn't interfere with your standard network data or overwhelm the cables.
Got it. So that dedicated pipeline is exactly how they can feed those massive multi-screen video walls without lag.
Exactly. The matrix switcher routes the data, and then you have these dedicated PIP, picture-in-picture, and POP processors.
Right.
And they take dozens of separate displays ranging from basic 1x2 setups all the way up to massive 10x1 configurations, and they seamlessly stitch them into one giant image.
So the switching hardware makes sure all that heavy data arrives simultaneously, and the processors frame lock everything.
Precisely. So you don't get that awful tearing effect when, say, a football is thrown across 3 different physical screens.
That makes total sense. But, that precision routing brings us to a much bigger point.
Yeah.
Controlling 160 screens in a pub is one thing, but when you have zero latency software control over complex data arrays, the stakes go way beyond Sunday football.
Oh, absolutely. The hidden buyers fueling this massive ecosystem are actually government and enterprise.
Really?
Yeah, the catalog reveals this sprawling federal purchasing infrastructure. We're talking about AV products bought through federal GSA schedules, SAM.gov, and even the NASA CEP program.
Wait, really? So the exact same routing tech running a football game at a pub might be running a command center at NASA?
It absolutely might be. But the baseline requirement for these buyers is TAA compliance.
Which is a really critical detail, right? Because TAA compliance means the hardware is manufactured or substantially transformed in approved secure countries.
Exactly. A compromised video switcher inside a command center would be disastrous. So they aren't just buying for the zero latency routing.
They're buying a verified, secure supply chain.
Exactly. The underlying mechanics of routing high-fidelity data reliably and securely don't change whether you're broadcasting a touchdown or monitoring a rocket launch. It's this entire ecosystem supported by major strategic partners.
Like who?
Well, the sources list brands like Canon, Dell, Bose, Netgear. They're all deeply integrated to maintain that secure, instantaneous routing architecture.
Wow. I mean, the seamless visual experiences you just take for granted in public spaces, they require these massive, invisible, highly scalable hardware
It
webs.
completely changes how you look at a room with a TV.
It really does. But it also forces you to think about where this infrastructure is heading next.
Right, because right now, a human is standing in the shadows, tapping a tablet to change those screens.
Exactly. But what happens when these IP-based switch yards are fully integrated with AI? Imagine an arena where the Matrix Switcher dynamically changes the massive video wall feeds based on real-time crowd reactions and noise levels.
Just instantly routing new content without a human ever touching a control pad.
Exactly. So the next time you look up at a synchronized multi-screen display in an airport or an arena, ask yourself, what does the hidden digital switch yard routing those exact pixels look like? And who is holding the tablet controlling it, or is it already starting to watch you back?